What's up, my spiritual gang? Love, namaste. You know, up in this bitch. I'm gonna just start with some downloads I had. One thing I did want to say is just like watch fate play out. Like, that's one thing I wrote to myself a while ago. Watch fate play out. Somebody ancestors could have said these phrases: a needle in a haystack. Looking down on your high horse, and yeah, finna tell you a new ass. Them was some sayings that I picked up on. From like ancestors and things like that, but that wasn't my downloads. Um, Baby, are you down, down? Oh, that song. Baby, are you down, 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 down? Even if the sky is falling down. That song, or whatever. Gumball was possessed by a jealous spirit and didn't want anyone near his girl, the girl he loves. He was in love with this girl, and like they was together in school type shit. And he didn't want nobody near this girl that he loved. And if he seen anybody near her, he got real jealous and shit like that. Toxic Inspiration, that song, Phone Call, it's all by Yada Bands. And then I was watching the Precious story, right? So this could be somebody's story. But it's like this movie called Precious, and basically her mother was very fucking abusive, right? She went through emotional, physical, verbal abuse, like even financial abuse, right? Like they didn't really have food in the house, so she had to go steal just to eat and shit like that. And then like she had cooked for her mom, but if her mom didn't like that, like it was a scene where she cooked like pig feet, cornbread, macaroni, and she's like, "Where's the cabbage? You eat this shit." So she like forced her to eat the food and then told her to make her a plate and make it right. So like forced eating could have been somebody. It ain't necessarily got to be that situation, but it could have been like a forced eating situation where you forced to eat some shit you don't want to eat. But then she was a bigger girl, so she got dogged about being big, but was being forced to eat. Like that shit didn't make no sense to me. She was forced to cook. She was forced to grow up quick. She struggled with reading, so she got belittled. Incest. She got raped by her father, and she had 3 kids by her father. And her mother was jealous of her because her father raped her at a young age. She's like, "You took my man, bitch. What? This is your child. I'm sorry, but." It just made me mad because I ain't even gonna say that because every time I say some shit like me in that situation, yeah, all I'm gonna say is that's some that was some like fraudulent, phony, like ill shit. Like you gotta be sick in the head to think a baby want a man, and that was like genuinely rape, and she blamed the daughter for like wanting her man and taking him and having kids by him, and it was just weird as fuck. School was her escape. When she went to school, she was like good in school. She prevailed really good, but then some classes she just was silent and fell back. But like school was her escape. Like back then, dance class was my fucking escape. I go to dance and I'd be so fucking happy. Everything that happened at home or in the world didn't matter. I was at peace. Back then, like my inner child, she went through bullying at school. She got bullied at home, which trickled into her school life. She got raped at home, which she had men touching on her in inappropriate ways and things like that. Like touching her butt and shit like that. She had easily angered parents, which results to abuse. So her mother was easily angered, right? The father left out because the mom went off on the dad finally. And he just went MIA, right? But her mother was easily angry. Like she couldn't really speak up for herself or say anything, or that was something thrown at her, or the mom beating on her and shit like that. Which forced her, which she turned into a bully to kids around her. So it was this one little girl, and the little girl was already getting abused at home, but she liked Precious. And Precious would push her and shit like that. Like she was a bully to the kid. Had an absent father, sexual harassment with touching on her butt and shit like that. She was stealing to eat. Mom jealous of daughter, blaming her for father raping her. Yeah, she would throw objects. See, I'm covering all this shit without even like reading it. It was like a mom versus daughter. They end up fighting. When she finally got backbone to take up for herself, she fought her mama. Her mama threw her baby on the ground. She had the last baby by her father. And her mother was the type of person to act like everything was okay, but really was holding a fucking grudge. And she's like, "Can I hold your baby?" And threw the baby on the ground. And then got to fighting her ass. And she fought her back. I don't blame her. Mom was gaslighting her about her rape experience. Like, she was telling her she took her man. And she was like, "Mom, that was rape." And she's like, "No, you took my man. This and that." The shit was just foul and bogus to me. Like, her story was so sad to me. Like, I could relate to some of her abuses, but in different ways. This was setting the kid up for destruction, failure, and brokenness. Like, I just didn't like. But it's people that real life go through shit like this out there. And that's what's heartbreaking about it, because when she did get help, she got help from like I think the food stamp lady or DCFS lady or her teacher. Her teacher, it was other counselors around her that really chimed in and helped her. But when she got help, it got back to her mother, and she got her ass beat just for going up there and speaking on it. And that's why they fought that day too, because she was like, "You got my shit cut off." Her mom was like a food stamp EBT Section 8 person. They didn't do anything. So she solely depended on them. Yeah, mom taking resentment out on the kids. Couldn't heal during pregnancy. Oh yeah, she couldn't heal after her pregnancy. Like, she came into a traumatic situation. She came into a situation where she damn near had to defend herself and fight. She couldn't heal after her pregnancy. So they fought, and then she left out that bitch with her son. Her teacher was her support system. Yeah, her teacher took her in as her support system. I don't know why I'm picking up this like forgetful ass energy or like confused. But her teacher took her in as her support system and like helped her get on her feet and let her stay with her until she got on her feet type shit. It was a lot of deflecting abuse where a person to try to hold a person accountable. Like, when the mom was in front of DCFS and they was holding her accountable for what she did, she was deflecting it and more so trying to like guilt trip, like, "Well, this happened to me." And it's like, if you know how that shit made you feel, why would you put that onto the next individual? Then she was like deflecting what happened. She's like, "No, that wasn't what happened. She wanted it." And then she went into telling the story where she was like, she was laying there with her daughter and they was supposed to be doing something, and he reached over and started touching her daughter. Now, mind you, her daughter like 3 or 4 years old. And then he started getting in the habit. She said that he said something to her. He was like, "Shut your fat ass up," or some shit like that. And the lady was like, "What did you do?" She was like, "I shut my fat ass up." And it just shows like her upbringing too. Like, she probably had a mother that allowed her to get raped, and she passed that shit on. And they probably told her to shut up. But this all stems from slavery. Like, you gotta understand, when we used to get raped by the white man, we were taught to shut up. Like, and like, this is some real shit. Like, so as the generations went on, it's always that sweep everything under the rug ass policy, and I hate that shit. I think that's a generational curse. I feel it needs to be broken, and I genuinely feel like it just sets kids up for failure. Like, when I went through my rape situation, I wasn't able to report it. I was on hush mode. Somebody told me to be quiet about it. So with that situation, it just like, you're taught to clutch down and hold that shit in, and then it can make a person like overly sexually active, or they have sex with one individual that's toxic. And they get a body to this because they feel like that's love, and they're seeking that love, that security, that safety, that protection from another individual. And or you can turn gay completely, where you don't want nothing to do with the sex that raped you. So that is also something that I learned from that experience by myself, with like rape situations. Like, all that shit stems from slavery. We got beaten if we spoke up. And it's like, you couldn't go to the man that was doing it to you to help you. You know, it's like trying to run to a person that burnt our history to give us our history. You get what I'm getting at? Yeah, there was a lot of passed down teachings, generational curses. That's what I was just talking about. As far as slavery, that shit, that hush policy after you get raped, shit, that shit sets a kid up for failure. And I feel like it's the most slept on subject because a lot of people don't want to open that can of worms due to how it made them feel. But I feel like genuinely, this person takes a piece of you. Like my rapist took my innocence back then. Genuinely took my innocence back then, and like I don't know, like that shit changed me. And that little kid that I was, that wasn't me no more. Like that shit made me grow up way. I was already on the path of growing up way too quick. So when that shit happened to me, all I could really do was cry. And like through the dude I was dating, I tried to seek protection through him, which I'm glad nothing escalated or nothing happened because I would have had that on my heart and on my hands, 11, 12 on the clock. So, like, as I healed, I learned how to take my power back and learned that, like, this person could have genuinely got raped, and they think that shit was cool. They think that shit is normal. So, all they know to do is pass it down. Type energy. So, with like rape situations, if somebody here watching has got raped, I think you need to dive more deeper into that wound because, like I said, it take a huge chunk of you. And even if you don't want to acknowledge it, like me, I put that shit in the back burner for the longest since I really was faced with healing, and I really had to face that shit. Like that shit made me detached from kids. Like I'm like, yeah, kids cool and all, they're cute when they're not mad. 1204, 1203, or 5. Because when I got raped, I got pregnant. And I was 14 when I got raped, and he was 25 or 24. And I had to get an abortion, and it just made me so unavailable to kids. It made me emotionally detached from a lot of things in this world. So when I actually had a kid, even though I healed some aspects, it forced me to heal that aspect as far as being emotionally unavailable to kids. It forced me to face them woundings deeper. Because you could think you covered something, and then it's way more deeper rooted than what you think it is, or it's still affecting you and you don't realize. Especially when you try to like report it and you being told you can't. That shit make you feel like you in this world alone. Like you really got to deal with that shit by yourself type energy. So I'm telling you, like me, I chose the self-healing journey. But if you can't get help, shit, if you feel like you heal better with other people and conversation, get help with that shit. Self-healing, that shit hurt. Healing hurts, period. But when you self-healing, it's like you figuring it out as you go along. But that shit took a lot from me. It took my self-confidence away from me too. Like I felt like I was the most beautiful girl back then. I feel like I'm the most beautiful girl now, but like when that happened to me, it made me really insecure. That shit did not empower me. And then I ended up in another situation just because I didn't heal it. This is what I mean by same demon, different body if you don't face that shit. I ended up in another situation where I almost got gang raped. So it taught me like I really need to chill the fuck out. Like I was always the person that was in a relationship, But situations like that, you could be in a relationship or not, and that shit can happen to you. And it was like in the gang rape situation, I was dating a dude and he tried to get me gang raped. Confirmation. Wow. Okay, spirit. Um, okay, you ain't gotta like let it be. Maybe this is confirmation for somebody. Um, and I just remember running, like, and this just showed me like ain't shit sweet. Like, I really need to face this shit, but I wind up facing it further down the line because I didn't even notice it was affecting me, how I moved, the type of men I was picking. I was going after men I felt could protect me. And like, that father figure. I was seeking things a father should give you: safety, security, protection, validation, like trying to feel pretty through other men when really that shit was, I had to go in and do that work myself to feel that shit. So that could be for somebody. I ain't ashamed about my story. It made me who I am today. I don't regret anything. Um, I did regret abortion. Um, and that's something I had to cry and heal and like really feel that shit for real. But I'm happy the younger me didn't have a kid, because the product of my kid would have been broken. Mm. So take it how it resonate. She was taking care of a man and a child. Her mother was. So her mom was taking care of her boyfriend or husband and her daughter. So she was, the man was like her child. It was like she had two kids in the house. Okay. And then that's another thing I was just talking about, being silenced. Like, somebody trying to block me. This is how healing. What the fuck? Y'all be trying to block my throat chakra over anything at this point. When Precious was getting abused, she was being silenced a lot. So like, that's that sweep that shit under the rug as policy. A lot of shit I endured. That's why it's called generational curse breaking, because a lot of households is like, what happens in my house stays in my house. And they sweep confirmation. And they sweep that shit under the rug. Is like, just because it's normalized, it don't mean it's not toxic. Here, y'all finna go with me to get some water. Hell yeah. I don't know why it's pouring this slow. Okay. I might just say my word too. For real. Wow. It's a lot. Let me just do this. So, it's actually like, damn, what was I talking about? Oh, a lot of people is taught to just cover shit up. Take that shit to the chin, and what happens in this house stays in this house. But you don't see how it's depleting and damaging you, and like really genuinely hurting your soul on a whole nother level, to the point where as you get older and face the world, when you're silenced, a part of your brain, when you face something traumatic, it blocks out the memory behind the traumatic event. So when you're silenced, you're forced to like block out that traumatic event. Or some people remember it. Like me, I was having flashbacks. Like, I remember having nights I'd be up crying just late, crying because I had a flashback of some shit. And that's something that you can experience during trauma, like flashbacks, where you just fuck around and remember that shit. Fuck around, dream about that shit, you know? Like, what you run from in your cautious world will go into your subconscious. Like, when you're sleeping and shit like that, you know? So, like, I don't know. That was just my personal story. And shit, I help people through my testimonies for real. Like, people learn through my storms type shit. So, that could be for somebody. But I don't know. And then another thing is, when you see the person that did something traumatic to you, like, shit, I think I was like 16, 17. He lived in the town I lived in, so it was easy to bump into him. I froze when I seen him. My inner child froze up when they seen him. And all I could do was replay that event that happened. And then he tried to, that deflecting abuse, that like gaslighting you. He tried to play it like, you know, I love you. Mind you, man, this dude never been sexually active, any of that shit. It was very clear I wouldn't have sex with him. But he was obsessed. That's the fucking word. He was obsessed with me, like, for a very young age. Like, and I never really thought about, why are you 25 obsessed with a 14-year-old, but when you were a kid, your mentality just be other places. You know, you just think, oh, he's mature. Oh, maybe I'll just give him a chance. No, that shit set my ass up for failure. You okay, mama? She sleep. He was really obsessed with me back then. And when he got the opportunity, he took it. He laced the blunt that we were smoking and took the opportunity. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, damn, I forgot what the fuck I was saying. Somebody could be forgetful. I don't know what. Thank you for the good words. But, yeah, he was real obsessed with me. But I didn't see the signs. And then when I seen him, that's what I was talking about. When I seen him at the gun range, yeah, I froze up when I seen him. And just cried when he left. But I didn't want him to see me cry type shit. Like, I was taught, like, I was always getting tough love. So I was taught, like, that cry shit. Don't let no motherfucker see you sweat. Don't let no motherfucker see you cry. That shit make you weak, you know? So I didn't want him to see that shit, you know? So when he left, that's when, you know, I cried and shit. I just got the flashback into what happened to me. It's like my brain forgot it up till I seen him. So, take it how it resonate, but that's what I mean by, like, gaslighting. He's like, you know, I like, you know, I didn't mean that. You know, it's not rape. Shit like that. That shit, like, don't let nobody gaslight you about your own personal experience and about what happened to you. And then, like, as I, like, even though my parent, I was only had one parent at the time, said that I couldn't, I came across many other women that he did it to. So I was trying to, like, build a case and shit like that, but I never went through. Like, if you're not 18, you really don't got to say so over your own damn life. And that wasn't even that. It was just, like, after a while of being silenced. And then a lot of the girls didn't want to speak up. I'm like, fuck it. Why even inbox me? You know, why even tell me your story if we're not trying to create a solution around this shit? But that was me as a child. Like, I always been a stand tall motherfucker, but that's where I felt the most weakest. When my innocence got took from me. I felt the most weakest. And I feel like I couldn't do anything or have control over my life. Why am I getting sad? I'm just being honest. Yeah. I feel like I didn't have power over my own life. And I vowed to never be weak again. And it just made me, like, really emotionally unavailable. And give a fuck about a dude. I didn't give a fuck. Yeah, I did relationships, but I gave my body to the same toxic motherfucker that degraded me, put me down, manipulate, played on my intelligence, played on my emotions, gave me part game, but played game on me, you know, type shit. It just showed the path I genuinely went down. And this could really probably help somebody. The reason why you're picking the type of man or women you're dealing with is because something that happened to you. And it's time to face that shit. I don't know why I was getting sad. Maybe he's touching somebody, you getting sad and shit. And yeah, take your fucking power back. In them situations. It hurt. It hurt to do the fucking work. It do. But that's where I was at with it. And the motherfucker finna see me sweat, cry, none of that shit. And I'll never be weak. I used to challenge men back then, try to fight him and some more shit. But I didn't want to be looked at as weak. I thought emotions made you weak. But it was the opposite. I was supposed weak is not expressing myself. Just holding that shit in. And I became angry at the world. And I was exposed to some shit I didn't know nothing about. But I was just angry as fuck at the world. Whoever talking bad about me, I don't even give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, okay? You got the balls to do what I'm doing. Anyways, you talking bad. Spirit, fuck them. I don't know, like, shit, then the world shines you. When you get raped, the world will shine you too. If you feel shine, if you shine yourself about an experience, the world gonna follow. I learned that. Alright, Spirit. What if it was easy? It doesn't have to be hard. Call in the universe, the stars, the angels, and all their powers. And I don't want nobody to feel fucking bad for me. Shit. Don't. I am what I am because of that shit today. Because of everything. Somebody get hot. I'm like hot as fuck, hot on the spot type shit. Like, feel hot as shit. Find the solution. Would you take the next step if it were easy? It's time to It's time to expect ease. Call in grace and receive guidance. You are supported. Somebody here, you being called to like connect with Mother Nature, the stars, tune into your powers, connect with your ancestors, with what you believe in. If you believe in God, connect with your God. Okay? Today's soul action. List 10 possible ideas for your soul's current calling. Lean into ease. It's here. You have to just say yes. You have to say yes to it. Somebody here, your soul is calling you to do some things. Make a list of that shit and just do one. It ain't gotta be daily. Cause some shit take time. But know that like you create your reality. And you making it harder than what it really gotta be. Anything else for the collective? Homework. I don't know. This shit made me lack vulnerability. I ain't want to be vulnerable. And I ain't want a man that was vulnerable neither. So I can't get mad at the type of man that I was picking because that was what I was attracted to out of brokenness. I wanted the man that was hardcore and that gave me tough love. And it really reflected my own self-worth and security within myself. Confirmation. That's really what it was. And I can't get mad at the shit. Me, I'm big on accountability. I can't get mad at the type of man I was picking because shit, if I wasn't broken, I wouldn't have been chasing it. What expectations do I have that are impossible to meet? Somebody here, you make expectations. Maybe you hold yourself to such a high-ass standard that shit could be impossible. Take it how it resonates. Or others. I don't know. Take it how it resonates. The expectations we have are mostly delusional and impossible to meet. We then experience disappointment with ourselves or with the relationship when they are not met. It's time to dissolve your expectations and replace them with gratitude. What are you grateful for? Instead of always nagging and fucking complaining, what are you grateful for? And then are you talking to yourself kindly? Are you uplifting yourself? And what you asking for, are you giving? Like, you can't go into a relationship asking for, oh, I want loyalty, I want this and I want that. I want somebody that's vulnerable. I want somebody that is a giver, compassionate, and you're not giving that shit. Today's soul action. Be grateful. You are being summoned to be more peace. Peace is home for our soul, and it is accompanied by trust. Somebody here, you need to get at peace with yourself and then get into dynamics. Don't expect people to give you peace in relationships and situations because it'll fail every time, because you're supposed to be at peace with yourself and content with yourself first and happy with yourself first. Then you'll bump into that vibrational person that bring you that too. That brings that to the table. But if I'm not at peace with myself, you think I'm going to attract a lot of people that's at peace? You probably run them out your life because you're miserable within. Check out how it resonates. It comes when you surrender and focus only on what you can control. You stop trying to control everything too. Surrender to your fucking plan and stop trying to control the narrative. Okay? If you expect nothing and are grateful for everything, you will experience extreme fulfillment. Release expectation. And learn to trust. Maybe I said that for a reason. I said shit, I ain't trust nobody. Honestly, I didn't trust adults. I had some people look out for me, and they had to literally earn my trust. Cops failed me growing up. Counselors failed me. You can go to school. Counselors could be bullies too, and they got power, so they play in your face type shit and just pick and pick and pick. When you respond, when you react, you the problem. Counselors failed me. Shit, my own peoples used to fail me back then. At least that's how I viewed the world. So everything around me failed me. I had friends that betrayed me, would freak on my dude, and but I chased behind them relationships because I didn't want to be alone. I chased behind that shit because I don't know, I just didn't want to sit with myself back then. It was just too much to tether on, to sit back and think about. So with that being said, express gratitude, be happy, find positivity in your situation, because it could be worse. Anything else? I don't know. And I didn't want to face that shit, for real. I didn't have a positive influence on how to heal healthily. I just talking about I didn't love myself, and that's the top card. Wow. I'll grab it. I didn't want to, I don't need cards. It's just a tool. I didn't want to put trust in nobody because everything around me always failed me. But I didn't realize it started at home with unfulfilled promises. So the type of men I dealt with gave me unfulfilled ass promises. They promised me one thing and it was not that. Nor was that what they was intending to do. But I can't be mad. Shit, I was broken. And I stayed. I can't be mad at shit like that. But the person I am now, nah. I like a man to keep his word. So I'm not that person I was, but that's what the growth journey is for. That's what the self-love journey is for. You have to unbox that trauma. You can't keep sitting on it, because anybody and anything that bottles up pain explodes. And you can explode on a person and bleed on a person that don't even deserve that shit. You know? Shit, I exploded on a lot of people, and I bullied a lot of people back then. That's why I wasn't even mad that motherfuckers was trying to bully me with spell work. I'm like, damn, I damn near deserve that shit. I did deserve that shit. Because the person, I know who I was back then. Sometimes you can't even be mad because you know the shit that you did. 3312. Name all the things you love. Are you one of them? Somebody here, you're being called on your self-love fucking journey. Stop avoiding it. Okay? I give today's mantra. This is an affirmation. I give myself all the love and attention I need. Say it with me. I give myself all the love and attention I need. Stop avoiding it. Don't face the inevitable. Because your surroundings are going to reflect back to you how you don't love yourself. You'll start seeing yourself in other people like, damn, I do that. Damn, I people please. What is my body telling me right now? Somebody need to listen to your body. That's a part of your gut, your intuition. And just even if you get sick, you could not be eating healthy. You know, your body will tell you what it needs. Whoever here, you just talking negative and shit. Why are you watching me? Why are you here? Find something else to watch if you're going to just be negative. Nancy. Somebody ancestor could have said negative Nancy. Like, damn, why are you here? Why you so obsessed with me? And boy, I want to know. Or girl. Because, it's just giving hate. You that damn miserable, you don't even want to heal your damn self? Move around. Okay. Our body speaks to us. Through physical pain or discomfort, our body sends messages for us to look more deeply. See the trapped emotions, the lurking fears, and beliefs that limit you. Listen to your physical body and you will be led to the source of your pain. It's time to get your healing on. See? Yo, bitch ass, get the fuck on. Your energy too strong. That shit loud. Get the fuck on. Smoke a blunt or something. You need to chill the fuck out. It's your mad ass. Why am I being... This is a petty ass energy because I don't know why I just got petty. I ain't even petty in real life. But not for real. I'll just aside. I really hope you heal, and I really hope you find some guidance and really release that resentment and anger and jealousy or whatever emotion you're feeling right now. I really hope you just want to better yourself eventually. It's just genuinely not your time if this is how you're responding to it. It's genuinely just not the time for you. But further down the line, you'll cross that path. But your hate is just so loud. It's just like, ugh, why are you watching me? And I genuinely just hope you heal and get that whatever spirit is on your back off of it. But you this far, so maybe you just wanted to hear what the motherfucker went through. That shit didn't break me, it made me, baby. And you probably here because something's reflecting back on something you need to work on. So just utilize it and grow from that shit instead of hating in the background. Don't be one of those. Today's soul action. Get the book, heal your book. Heal your book. Somebody could read books. Or you're being called to write a book, or you could have been a writer in your past life. You could have wrote books, or somebody's good at writing. Or you do something where you write. Get the book Heal Your Body by Louise L. Hay. What the fuck? Somebody could have a reading problem, dyslexia, or just stutter, or read words that ain't there. Okay, and find the answer toward which your body is guiding you. Somebody just need to tune into your body for real. But I don't hate energy. That shit just too loud. It really is. I don't like energy like that. Because I don't hate. I just want you to heal. Shit, I'm here to help a motherfucker heal. Not hate. I might get in your ass. But it's to help you heal. Shit, you think I got my ass whooped to learn these lessons. You lucky you getting it like this. The way I learned my lessons. Shit. I had to walk through hell to learn the lesson. To give it to you light and easy. Please don't get on here with that hating ass shit. Don't do that. Now you want to talk good. Or somebody else is talking good. Okay. What's the point of me having a hard ass life? I'm supposed to teach the lighter approach. So you don't have to bump your head. Be fucking grateful. I'm not sorry. I'm gonna be me. That's that shadow side, people pleasing, trying to creep in oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I wouldn't even meant that shit. I'm not sorry. And I'm just being honest. I'd rather tell the truth than a lie. The fuck? Anyways, the moon. Emotions, intuition, and fantasy. Somebody here, you could be you're listening to your intuition more, or you're having a lot of intuitional nudges, and spirit is telling you, listen to your fucking body. Your intuition's talking to you. Or you could be fantasizing, and that's your intuition talking to you. You could be having a fantasy about something completely different, and your intuition is talking to you. And you could be very emotional. I said, I'm like, why the fuck am I? Somebody's very emotional. And shit, emotional don't even always mean crying. That could mean angry. Just feeling emotions. Agony, irritation, fear, doubt, shame, guilt, regret, Happiness is an emotion. But all that shit is projected. When you come out as a kid, you're not born with fear. It's projected. Like, oh, if you don't do the motherfucking dishes, I'm gonna whoop your ass. What does that give a kid? Fear. They go do the dishes, right? That shit is projected onto you. So you need to find a way to come up out of that mentality. And doing the gratitude and actually doing the work. When you think in negative, shift your mentality to something positive. Like shit, when I was on the spell work, I was having negative. The Reaper. Ugh, why is you watching me? Or this could just be for somebody in a situation, but I was having confirmation. I was having negative ass thoughts, like reckless ass thoughts. But tell yourself something positive. I'm protected. I matter. My feelings matter. I am loved. I validate myself. I don't seek it from others. Somebody could have a problem with seeking validation from other people. If you know how that shit made you feel, if you know what they did, why do you need that person to tell you they sorry and they just did you so horrible and that's how they keep your ass on that loop, on that leash. Because you need their ass to tell you how it made you feel and what they did. And then you feeling crazy and stupid or gaslit when they downplay what they did or don't own up to that shit at all. The realest lesson I learned in this world is you can only take accountability for your own damn actions. You can't make a motherfucker take accountability for what they do and what they did. Fuck it. Let that shit go. That's how they keep your ass hanging by a thread. Somebody ancestor could have said that shit because I'm saying a lot of things I don't even say. The Reaper, danger, warning, reckoning. Somebody here could be, maybe your intuition is warning you about something dangerous. Something could be dangerous in a situation and they're giving you a warning, or you had a warning of danger. You could have seen something. 3 crows could be significant. Or ravens. You had a warning about something. Or somebody could have showed you a red flag and that was your warning. Yeah, I'm hearing like cats fighting. I usually break up the cats outside, but I'm hearing like, you know how a cat getting ready to fight? So it could be like an arguing situation and maybe it gets physical because they asked for to get busy probably. And that was your warning of danger. Your intuition warned you about that shit. The fish, abundance, wealth, and finances. Somebody here, you're very wealthy, or you're coming into your divine inheritance, abundance, wealth. You're going to be reaping finances. Or somebody could have just genuinely been a reaper in your fucking life. And this person could try to resurface. And or this is somebody currently in your life right now. And you got a warning about that shit. The ring, promise, cooperation, and cycle. Somebody could have got married and or want to get married, or just keeping a word, keeping a promise or some shit. You are cooperating with a lot of different people, or like you can come into group cooperations where you're gonna be working with people and just like coming into your wealth, what you're destined to have. Okay, and since you could be going through cycles, which is helping you grow, and or these new cycles that's going to be coming in is going to be very wealthy and abundant, and you're going to reap finances from that shit. Yeah, you're going to be traveling. You finna just go on an adventure. You're going to be on a journey, like, and shit, this could just be on your self-love journeys or journey for yourself. Like, everything ain't gotta, love is the most highest, unconditional love is the highest frequency you can get to, that love, right? But you gotta understand, like, spirituality is not only about love, it's about self. Like, I didn't find out about the twin flame journey until my 2nd to 3rd year into my journey. because I was just working on myself. Like, I didn't base my healing around a man. 44, 47, and 48, 51, and 50. And that's how I identified, okay, I don't like this, but I do like this. Okay, this came from a broken inner child place, and this is what I was seeking because it was so fucking familiar. I ended up in a domestic relationship. I was just watching this movie, Preacher's Daughter. I'm not speaking on shit I ain't been through. That's all. That's when I'm being honest, okay? And she ended up in like a domestic, maybe somebody's going through domestic violence, and this is really important for somebody. But she was like very naive to the world. Like, she was sheltered, so she didn't really know much game, but her dad didn't really teach her the shit, right? She got into a relationship with this dude, and he was a rapper. He was like a singer. He could sing his Tank. Oh, Tank. Anyways, he could be fat as hell on the outside, but you never know what a motherfucking spirit is like, okay? Maybe that's significant, okay? I don't know. I don't say shit for no reason. But he was like, he was real smooth talker. Like, he talked that girl virginity off. That's what they say, pennies off, but you get my gist. But he was just manipulative as fuck. He'd whoop her ass. Look, I just posted some things that I seen, and I posted it on my community board. This is why you guys should look at the fucking community board. If you do. If you don't, you should. He called himself a pimp, and he had this other girl he was putting her in circulation with. And she was like, if you were half the woman I am, you have my man. And if you could sing like me, you have my part. Or like lead. She was like a lead or some shit. I don't know. This could be like industry reef or something like that. Dude called himself a pimp, and he said the process of him breaking down women was praise them early. He came in, he was praising her. Your voice is amazing. I can get you a record deal. Oh, he's making it sound so fucking sweet. And she like, really? He said, dog them later. That's when the degrading stage. That's that narcissistic abuse where they idolize, devalue, discard, hover. Okay, so he was dogging the fuck out of her, like, and beating her ass too. And then after that, they'll be begging for attention. And then that's where it's like she was shifting her attention to him, trying to fix him. She was shifting her attention to him, just like trying to make things better instead of choosing herself and walking away and loving herself. And he said that was the breaking down process. And then his friend was like, yeah, after you get done with that, pass it to the bros. He like, he'll hit her ass, gift her, hit her ass. I'm so sorry. It's just my record label just threw me away after I did 2 CDs. And what? I'm like, girl, fucking leave. But I know it's hard when you in that shit. I've been in a couple different domestic abuse relationships. It was a while ago. But now I know the signs. If a motherfucker get the punch in the wall, that's one sign. Like, if they can't, you're bound to be the next fucking thing they hit if they punch in that fucking wall. That was one sign that's like, if I see that shit till today, that's walk away actions for me. Because I already know where this is finna go. Like, just not even just the wall. Like, a motherfucker can punch the radio. Shit, they punch anything. That shows me when you get mad enough, I'll be the next thing you'll hit. I can't even think right now. So, strays don't belong to nobody. Somebody's trying to turn a 304 into a housewife, and strays just don't belong to nobody. They're going to stray away again. You can do everything to prove that you're worthy and worth it and that you just love this person. But if they want to be off the leash, they're not going to stay on that leash. They're going to just stray away again. And if they know you're going to stay, they're going to stray away back to you when it don't work out. I learned that the hard way. A stray does not belong to nobody. And guess what? You lay down with dogs, you get fleas. You lay down with dirty dogs, you get fleas. I ain't even got to say dirty dogs. Dogs wander. They're curious. Lay down with dogs, you get fleas. Alright? Hit you, then gift you, or downplay or degrade you, or apologize and cry with the guilt trip story. That's a physical abuse cycle. Get the fuck up out of that. And that's what I gathered from the movie, just taking notes. I'm like, But there, that was another thing. They gift you. Like, they get you something expensive or that you really like. Or like, he had kept her stringing along with the record deal. So they'll probably wag a promise that they gave you over your head and shit like that. But he had no intent of like having her actually grow past him. So then when he lost it all, the way karma worked in this movie, right? He lost both of the women. The other girl that he had the intent of giving the record deal to, she got her record deal, and the other girl got the lead, and he was like, her or me, and they picked her ass. So then he came back in the end. She thought she was pregnant by him too. And he's like, I'm so sorry, like, I'm gonna change. That's that fuck ass line, I'm gonna change. A motherfucker cannot change overnight. I will tell you that. They don't change within a couple of months. Like, healing takes time. Like, you can heal and start changing within a couple of months, but a motherfucker is not fully healed in a couple of months. I will tell you that. They just run that fuck ass line confirmation on you like, oh, 5-111. Somebody here, your intuition is talking to you. Listen. A motherfucker tell you that. Like, oh, I went to church. I got baptized and I repented and I'm a changed man. No. Don't fall for that shit. And that's for men too. Like, women is domestically abusive too. So take it how to fucking resonate. A motherfucker do not change overnight. And I won't sit here and act like it just works like that. No, you gotta actually put the work in. Somebody here, the sun, wisdom, spirituality, and creativity, the tree. You don't hear trees grow, they just grow. Somebody here, you're very fucking spiritual. You're very wise. And you're just growing. Alright? The sun, success, happiness, and warmth. You're finna be fucking winning. You're finna be so fucking happy and at peace and content with yourself. And maybe you got this sun energy. Like, you got good fortune. You're love.